Before we begin, please imagine the bell notification is on and you're subscribed to Huna Stories. The sirens in my head had been screaming for years, louder than any school bell or hospital code. My name is Sofia Ramirez, and to my family, I was the one who gave up. Gave up on the fancy law degree, gave up on the corner office, gave up on making them proud at holiday dinners. I became a public school teacher in a neighborhood where the challenges outnumbered the textbooks, and in their eyes, that meant I'd thrown away my potential. Every family gathering felt like a performance review I was failing. My sister Lucia was a rising corporate lawyer, my cousin Marco an engineer with patents to his name, and my parents beamed like they were collecting trophies. Then the conversation would drift to me. "Still teaching those kids?" my tia would ask, her voice dripping with pity. "You were always the smartest one in the room. Such a waste." My father would just stir his coffee, eyes on the tablecloth, silent as a verdict. The breaking point came at my parents' 40th anniversary celebration. The backyard was filled with string lights, laughter, and endless toasts. Lucia had just closed a major case and was announced like royalty. Then someone turned to me. "Sophia, any big news from the classroom?" I smiled tightly. "Just trying to keep the kids learning." My uncle chuckled. "Come on, mija. When are you going to do something real with that brain?" The table went quiet, waiting for me to defend myself. I didn't. I just excused myself, slipped inside, and sat in the dark kitchen until the ache in my chest dulled enough to breathe. I loved my job, the messy drawings, the breakthroughs, the way a kid's eyes lit up when they finally understood something. But their words made me feel small, like my life was a footnote. A few weeks later, an unexpected email arrived. It was an invitation to the annual District Education Gala, where they honored outstanding contributors to our community. The superintendent had personally asked me to attend. I almost deleted it. The last thing I wanted was another room of people in suits looking down at me. But a stubborn part of me, the part that showed up to school every day no matter what, decided to go. I wore my best dress, the one I usually saved for parent-teacher nights, and slipped into a seat near the back. The event was polished and professional, speeches about innovation, awards for administrators, applause for big donors. I felt invisible, just like always. Then the superintendent took the stage for the final honor. "Tonight," he said, his voice steady, "we recognize someone who embodies what education truly means, someone whose quiet dedication has changed lives in ways most of us can only dream of." He paused, scanning the room. "Sofia Ramirez, would you please stand?" My heart slammed against my ribs. Every head turned. My name echoed through the speakers, like it belonged there. 4 years ago, the superintendent continued, his voice thickening, a young student in Ms. Ramirez's class was on the verge of dropping out. His home life was falling apart, grades were slipping, and he was angry at the world. But Sophia didn't give up on him. She stayed late, tutored him one-on-one, connected him with resources, and most importantly, she believed in him when no one else did. The room was completely still. "That student," the superintendent said, his voice thickening, "is now my son. He just graduated high school with honors and has a full scholarship to college. Because of this woman right here, my family didn't lose him. She didn't just teach him math or reading, she taught him he was worth fighting for." He stepped off the stage, walked straight to me, and pulled me into a hug as the entire ballroom erupted. People stood, clapped, cheered. Strangers wiped tears. I stood there shaking, overwhelmed, finally seen. Afterwards, my family found me in the crowd. This time, no pity in their eyes. My father wrapped me in his arms so tightly I could barely breathe. "I'm so sorry," he whispered, voice cracking. I never understood. My mother was crying, telling me over and over how proud she was. Even my sister looked at me differently, like she was seeing me for the first time. I didn't need the spotlight. I never did it for applause. But that night, the world reminded me that sometimes the greatest achievements don't come with titles or salaries. They come with changed lives, quiet victories, and the knowledge that you showed up when it mattered most. Your worth isn't measured by the people who never stepped into your classroom. Sometimes the ones they call just a teacher are the ones quietly building the future, one student at a time. And every once in a while, the future walks up and says, "Thank you," loud enough for everyone to hear.